Thank you to WWCode Data Science for giving me this opportunity. So before wasting time, let me start with my presentation. And if you had taken a look at the chat box, I had pasted links to, I had pasted the slides. So it's a PDF of all the slides which we will be going through today. And also I have pasted the Tableau workbook because we will be working on that today. Now, I am assuming that everybody is new to Tableau because I will be holding your hand and I'll walk you through the whole process as if you are starting. So, okay. So, Erum, can you post the links again because somebody has requested all the links which we have pasted. So to open the Tableau workbook, which I have pasted, you need to have Tableau installed in your machines. So make sure you start it, you download it, and then only you will be able to open it. So let me start with my presentation. Okay. So I hope you all can see my presentation. Okay. So before I start, let me talk about my company. So my company is Wiser, and I'm basically, I started this company from New York, and recently I moved to South Carolina in USA. So it was started in Jan 2019, and it's basically to promote open data, STEM, and finance learning among kids to adults. So we have been conducting a lot of workshops, boot camps, after school classes in finance for even right from the elementary school kids to adults. And right now we are conducting these classes online. And recently we conducted a workshop because ACM, a very big computing organization, worldwide organization, Association for Computing Machinery, they sponsored our program, and we conducted a program in artificial intelligence for high schoolers as well as adults. And the next we have two components of the business. One is for education, providing education to individuals from kids to adults. And then we work with companies also to provide AI-backed data-driven solutions. And last year we filed a patent in chatbots. We created a chatbot for IoT services. So this is about my company, and this is the link to the company, and this is my email ID, and a small introduction about myself. My name is Vandana Srivastava, and I have started this company. So I have triple masters, two in mathematics and one in financial management. So I have mentioned just two. So two are from USA and one from India. And I have around more than 12 years of experience in both academia and industry. So I have worked in different colleges in India, and I have I have taught in US also, and I was working with a startup in Bay Area, Tantif 4. So I was there as a vice president in investor relations. And I have also worked as incentive analyst in IBM. So this is my brief bio. And these are the links where you can find more about myself. Okay, so let's start. This is the session layout. So basically, we'll discuss a little bit about Tableau, what exactly is Tableau, and how we are going to, so from scratch, how we are going to start working with Tableau. And it's a software, it's not a programming language. So that is the best part. You hardly have to program. And then we will create some visualizations to today. So today I'm going to introduce some very basic visualizations and but important ones. And then from the simple visualizations, we are going to create a dashboard basically, which is the summary of your data, where in just one page you want to bring the important insights which you got from your data or how your data is behaving. And then I'll just discuss about some advanced, just intro to the advanced concepts so that your knowledge about Tableau is complete. And then we'll explore some sample dashboards. So it will just give you an idea that what enormous things can you do with just being basic knowledge about Tableau. So by the end of this session, you will be able to start working in Tableau, and you can create very simple, I would say intermediate. I wouldn't encourage right now very complex visualizations, because visualizations should not be very complex. That is the tip which we were always introduced to when we attended any thing or any seminar about visualizations. Always the experts say that you don't make very simple visualizations, but they should tell a very compelling story. So that should be the objective of the visualizations. Don't try to make it very complex. Complexity doesn't help you a lot. Whether they are simple bar charts can give you a very strong story. Okay, so I would suggest the knowledge which you will take today will be more than enough to help you in starting your visualization journey. And I forgot to mention, I was a member of the Tableau planning committee in Westchester Tableau users group. Around for 1 year, I was there in New York in the almost 2 years back. So a little introduction, a small introduction to Tableau products. So we are going to work with Tableau Public, which is freely available. Now, Tableau has different products, and you can work on Tableau Public, and then you can work on Tableau Desktop. Tableau Desktop is a paid version, so generally companies use that. What I have found out that if you are doing it for your own problems, or you are just starting, I would suggest that the Tableau Public has sufficient functionalities which you will be able to make very excellent dashboards, very excellent data visualizations. So basically, these are some of the features of the two different options you have. We will be working in Tableau Public, and Tableau Public supports 10 million rows of data. So even if you have a huge data set, you can easily work with Tableau Public. And there are some restrictions. There are some, I would say, features which are not available in Tableau Public, which I will discuss. And then they give you around 10 GB of data storage. So basically, this is something. The only drawback which I found out was you cannot save the visualizations locally. You have to make them public. But anybody can download it. Whatever dashboard you want to make it public, or you want to want others to view, that's up to you. So I will take you through that. So that for that, making it for saving it, you need an account on tableau.com. Otherwise, it's nothing else. So these are some of the products by Tableau. Tableau Reader is basically if you want to read any Tableau files, you need Tableau Reader, but you can open workbook in just Tableau platform. They have server where you can host your workbooks. Then online is a cloud option. Tableau Public, which is freely available, we are going to use it. And desktop, you know that, okay, it's a paid version and it has some very high capabilities. And Tableau Prep is a latest offering by Tableau. And again, you can do the analysis and visualization from there. So the two difference main, I would suggest that Tableau Desktop has some the different connectivity options. So you can always connect it to different databases, and you can connect it to Salesforce. You can connect it to PostgreSQL. So a lot of extra things are available in desktop, but even in public edition, you can connect to Microsoft Excel workbooks, spreadsheets, text, JSON, statistical file, Google Sheets, and like HTML web data connectors. So for what I found out, that it's more than enough for even for my big data science projects. So today I'm going to use a data set which is available with TableAu, and it's an Excel workbook, superstore.xls. I have already shared this spreadsheet with you. It has 3 sheets, and we will be working mostly on the order sheet, and I will let you know how it is done. So first, step 0 is download TableAu Public. Now, if you, this is a link to downloading it, you just have to give your email ID. It doesn't take too much time. So I am not sure if for different, depending on the geography of the participant, the link may be different, but definitely it's, you go to public.tableau.com and you will find, because en-us may not work for everyone. The link may differ depending on the geography. So I just give you that if you do public.tableau.com, so you will get to that site. You just have to enter email and download it and then follow instructions. It doesn't take more than 2-3 minutes. Okay, and then you will see the Tableau app on your desktop because it creates a shortcut. So bear with me because I will be going back and forth with my slides as well as my Tableau workbook so that I can make sure that you are following along with the this slides. So when you click this app, Tableau app, which is on your desktop, you will see this kind of interface. Okay, so if you are using it, if you are opening it for the first time, you will see every time you open it from the app, or if you have a Windows machine, I have a Windows machine. So if you look at the start searching for apps, you will find this app, so you can open from there also. So this is Tableau Public. Right now we are working on the version 2020.2, but they always constantly come with different versions. So, so this is a typical Tableau Public interface. Now, as you can see on the left-hand side, it's a very simple interface. It just shows you that your workbook, which is on the middle area. On the right, you have some resources, Viz of the day, how-to videos where you can watch these videos, and they are very simple 4 or 5 minute videos, and you can get a lot of help from them. And they, in the videos, they give you the data set also, so you can follow along with those videos. Then Viz of the day, it's publicly available. But on the left side is the most important side because we have to upload data. So there are some options available, and one is Excel, text file, JSON, Access, PDF, spatial, statistical. So you can see even with Tableau Public, you have so many options to connect with a different kind of files. Mostly we have, when we are doing data analysis, mostly we have Excel or a text file, or if you are doing it for higher level analysis, then you may need it, but we will be focusing on Excel and text file. And then if you click more, then you will get Google Sheets and Web Connectors also option. Okay, so you have ample options. So in our case, we have to connect with Microsoft Excel. So I am going to click Microsoft Excel. and I will click the select the file. So if I click Microsoft Excel in the connect pane, I click Microsoft Excel. I will be asked which file to upload it. And as soon as I click Sample Superstore, you will see this interface. Okay, so now let me explain to you the different parts of this interface. You can see in the sample superstore data set, if you open that data set, you will see there are three sheets in that: orders, people, and return. So these are the three sheets in the file. So it is showing you these sheets. Now at the top, you can see the name of the file. Okay. And then you drag the orders sheet to this, because you know, if you have just one sheet, the Tableau will automatically recognize and it will bring in this pane. But since you have different sheets, so the Tableau will ask you which sheet to drag. So basically now you can drag the orders sheet. So as soon as you drag the orders sheet, click and drag it to this space, the space will be filled with data. Okay, so this data. Now you will see at the top of this data set there the name of the orders sheet. What are the different columns? This is mentioned at the top. You have several options. You can in this pane, in this particular interface, you can change the links. You can change the name of your columns. And as you can see, the little icons there. So if you see that, apart from the name, you can see the little icons there. So what happens? Tableau automatically recognizes the data type of, just by looking at the data, it automatically assigns a data type to the particular column. Now you can see there are different kinds of icons there. Now you will see here, this is a earth. So you can see the earth is basically for the geographical data. And then you will see ABC is for string data. And then if you have a table calendar for if you have any dates, so you will see this option. And then for numbers, there is a hash or pound sign. So this is something. So everything is, this is interface just gives you the snapshot of what kind of different columns you have and the data types of the columns. Now, if you want to change the data type, maybe it's not that Tableau will recognize everything very correctly, and as you know, you can just follow it. If you see, just take a look. If you see that it has misjudged the column data type, you can always change it. Then we have the data. So this is where you can take a snapshot of your data. So you can see what are the different entries in your data. So it just gives you the snapshot. So this is the first two steps. So you downloaded and connected your data source. Now you see it like this. Now, when you have connected everything, so you will be, if you take a look at the bottom of your, the last pane. So if you see at the bottom, you will see something like this. At the bottom of this pane, you will see there is something called sheet 1. When everything is done, you can click on this sheet 1 and you can start visualizing. But before you jump on making visualizations, you have to take one step back. The most important thing is you have to think what different kind of visualizations you need. This is a very important thing because making visualizations and making charts won't take too much time. But you have to think that what kind of charts are needed for my for getting different information, and what exactly you want to inform, or what insights you want to get from the data, and you want to show it to your uh, audience. That comes to the biggest question: what kind of audience you have? Whether you are making this visualization for a superior, for a boss, whether your visualizations will be used to devise a strategy, marketing strategy, sales strategy, or any kind of R&D, whether they are going to make any changes, whether you are in a sales team, whether you are in a marketing team. So if you are in marketing teams, marketing and sales work together, you would be interested in sales, but you may not be interested in whether it's making profit, or whether which geography is making or which are the clients giving you more profit. So you may be making different visualizations from the same data set depending on what kind of audience you have. If you are just making it for your peer group, you may want to give different kind of information. If you may are doing it for just for fun, you may want to get different kind of visualizations. So fix your audience and then start making visualizations, because you have data. You can make 100 visualizations from the same data set, and then all 100 can be different kind of visualizations. But do you really need 100? It's quite possible that 60 of the data sets visualizations charts are not adding or are not giving any significant information. So that is where you have to be very careful. So devise your questions before you start jumping on making visualizations. So this is the first step. You may always revisit your questions, but I would suggest that you first decide on the questions which you may want to address. So I will now bring to this interface. We are on sheet 1, and you will start. This is to let you know that what are the different things on a sheet. And we will be using all these things to make a visualization. So first is a ribbon. So it's a ribbon, typical ribbon, which you find almost on every kind of file if you are working on. Now it has some menus. Window and help is generally, as you can assume, I will not be spending too much time in explaining that. We have file. File has typical options: save, print, and new, open, and so on. Now data, if you have data options, is basically if you want to connect in between, if you want to connect to any other data set, it will be useful. And then data also, if your data is refreshed, suppose there is a change in the original data sheet, so you may want to refresh your data. So make sure you refresh your data. So all these options are there. There are not tons of options, but some I am just giving you the important options. Worksheet is on the sheet you are working. So this is basically a worksheet which is open in front of you. So there are a lot of things which you can do on worksheet. I will show you when I'll take you actually to a Tableau workbook. Then dashboard, we will work on a dashboard, and you will see what are the different things that can be achieved in a dashboard. Then we have a story. So a story is basically if you combine many dashboards in one screen, that becomes a story. Dashboards are very important because making a story is just an extension of dashboard. Analysis, we will see what the different things. Map, we will not be using a lot because I will be making a map from the different panels which are giving here. And then Windows and Help are the regular options. So this is a very important pane. And this is called the data pane. It has two partitions you can see. Now this gives, this is a very important pane because it has, one is data pane and another is analytics. We may be using, I will show you how to use the analytics pane. Now you can see there are two parts. There is a separation between the two parts. And if you can recall, the names, the strings which are mentioned here are basically the column names. So the column names which you saw earlier in your data set, they are here. And there are two different names segregation. So you can see on the top, it's called the dimension pane. Okay. So it is a dimension pane. So it's called a dimension pane, and you can see that all the basically this pane gives just contains all the categorical or qualitative data. So as you can see, date, city, state, all these are categorical data, name, and all these things are categorical data. That is called the dimension pane. And then the next is the measure. Now in measure, you will see all the numerical data is separated and it becomes the measures. So there are two types of data. All the categorical data is in dimension and all the numerical data is in measures pane. So this is called data and analytics pane. This is your work area where you will be making charts. And then columns, rows, depending on what kind of chart you are making. And you will be basically clicking and dragging the different columns, names, or different data data sets, or I would say data column will be a better. So different categories you will be clicking and dragging, and then that will result in a chart in a work area. Then we have, these are the different charts. Show me, you can always, it gives you an idea what are the different charts that can be made. And the best part is Tableau gives you, depending on the data you click and drag in columns and rows, it will suggest you what kind of different charts you can make. So that is a very interesting, if you are confused or if you want to make rather than tables, if you want to make a column chart. So it will suggest you with this different types of columns, what are the different data set charts, what are the charts you can make. So this is something which is worth opening if you are undecided or if you want to know what are the different charts that I can make. Then we have this, these are called shelves. We have pages shelf, we have filters. We will be saying if you want to filter based on some column, we click and drag this in the filters pane or filters shelf. And then there is a marks card or marks shelf. And as you can see, there are so many options available in marks, color, size, text, detail, tooltip. So you will see how I use them when we will be making some charts. Okay, so these are the different options which are in your work area or in a worksheet. Okay, so let's start the visualization, and I have given the instructions. So I'm going to start my screen sharing. I will take you to a Tableau workbook.
Vandana, there is one question she has mentioned there is no order. Let me read it out for you. I don't have order there. So if you could explain it one more time.
Uh,
Um,
Sorry, I didn't get.
So I have one question in chat. I
Okay,
don't have order. Yeah.
okay. So, okay. So basically, you don't have orders sheet. So the data which I have given, it must be having a orders sheet. So this comes from the orders sheet. So let me give you the, okay, before I take you, I will just show you where this is, either you can download and open it from the Tableau workbook which I have shared with you. Let me see what are the different. Okay, so is anybody else having the same problem?
Let me
Because
check with
somebody
them.
has,
Let me
yeah,
check with them and I'll get back to you. You may till that you can just continue with your session.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, somebody is helping. That's good. Okay,
Yeah.
now let me come back to my, now can you see, let me see. Okay. Can you see this dashboard demo, superstore demo? This is my workbook. Yes. Okay, so I'm so thankful to you all because you all are helping each other. So let me take you to my first. So this was the sheet I was talking about. As you can see, so this was the data source, and then this is, you can see, now you can see it in action. So what I did was I clicked the orders sheet here. So from here, I took this order sheet because when you when you connect the data, it has three sheets. So Tableau just want to make sure which sheet you want to analyze. So it's going to, so I will take, because I will be working on this orders sheet only. So I'm going to click and drag it here. And as soon as I drag it here, it will be populated. This whole area will be populated. So let me open a blank sheet. So if you follow my cursor on the bottom, so my cursor is at the bottom, you can see an icon. Bottom right, I have, because I have tons of sheets, almost 14 sheets. So I just want to make sure I can do it for you. So I'm going to take a blank worksheet. So I'm going to open a blank worksheet, new, and I will just let you know how it is done. So I want to know basically by year. So let me see what is my,
Vandana. So
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you again. They are
yeah.
not able to see the cursor. So either you can change the color of the cursor, or maybe some way so they would able to see your cursor or movement of the pointer of your mouse. Would that be okay for you?
Can you see?
Basically, I am you
Oh,
are
you are,
sharing your
yeah,
tableau
you may be
screen.
right. You may be right that it's quite possible that I'm sharing a different screen.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let me know, okay. So
Thank you, thank you.
just a second, give me a second. So can you see the, oops, just give me, Now, can you see my screen with a blank, and on the top it says Tableau Public Superstore Demo?
Yeah, I can see that. Anyone else?
Okay, great.
Yeah, everyone is, okay with that.
Okay, now if you have already opened my Tableau workbook, then it's fine. If you are opening a new workbook with the same data set, so what? Follow my cursor. This is my cursor.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
are
I
two
can see.
ways to open a worksheet. So either what you can do, go at the top and say new worksheet. So there are couple of ways on opening a new worksheet. Okay. So one is you go at the top ribbon, which I have already told you, and then go to worksheet option and click new worksheet. So that is going to open a new worksheet. Okay. Another thing is if you take a look at the bottom right corner in my screen, but you may, because if you are having this as a first worksheet, you will find it very near on the left hand side also. But in my case, I have already 15 sheets. So that is why it is on my right hand. So there is at the bottom ribbon, there is something called new worksheet with a plus sign. There are a couple of options at the bottom which says with plus sign. So if you just scroll to that, there is one option which is new worksheet. There is one option which is new dashboard, and then there is a story. So we are not worried about the story. My tables is different than yours. It doesn't matter because it has taken 1000 lines. Okay. So it has taken 1000 lines. So it has created an extract. So you don't have to worry about it. Only the column names should be same because we are using the same file. So let's see. So my first and my easiest, I'm not doing an extract. This Tableau has decided, and it doesn't matter because it's going to take all the data into consideration. You can uh, make it a live. Live generally makes this a connection a little slow. So generally, it's not advisable to do a live. So it's good that you keep on with extract. Okay, so this may be another topic of discussion. So let's start our first visualization, and I want to see profit in different years. So let me go back and see profit and sales. Oh, okay. So let me start with a very simple visualization. I want to know by category the sales. So let me look at the category. So follow my cursor on the left hand side. I will now the column names are alphabetically sorted, so that's good. So I go to this category, I put it in the columns shelf. So you can see there are three categories: furniture, office, and now you want to know how many, what is the sales for each category. So this was the category which was a dimension. Now sales is a numeric value. So definitely I have to go down, look at the measure, again go to the data pane, and then I will click again. So you do left click and drag it to the rows column. Lo and behold, this your most basic visualization is ready. Okay, so as you can see, you have these three categories: furniture, and then so I am not able to see the category names. So what will I do? I will prefer that we rotate the label. So I hope everybody has understood till now. What did I do? I clicked and dragged. I decided on the two what I want to do. I want to know the sales by category. That means which category is giving how much are the sales. And as you can see on the left, this is the amount. Now, what is this? So if you take a look at this, So category. Now you say, as soon as I clicked and dragged the category, you say it says sum of sales. Now, if I go back and see my data set, if I again look back and go to my data set and I look at the sales and category, so you can see there are different. I want to just, yes. So I want to see the sales. Okay, now this is, I'm unable to see the sales. So just look at, so this is the sales number. And you can see there are categories given. So definitely what it did, the data is from 2015 to 2017, I think. Yes, it was 12, 13, 14, 15. So the data is from 2012 to 2000. When I see B, I am very happy. So
Vandana,
this
we have another question. We
okay.
have another question from Anisa. I think I missed this part, but I'm not sure I have my data source set up correctly. I don't see least profitable under my tables. So,
No, no, you will not be able to see it. No worries. This is something we are going to create during the. Okay. So the
yeah,
categories, Tableau is not going to make any. Well, you will see it, mine, because I'm going to make it. We are going to create it. Okay. So don't, no worries. I'm pretty sure your Tableau is working fine. So the the first, you will not be able to see a lot of things which you can see in mine, because we are going to create those dimensions when we are doing this. Okay, so they are either the calculated field, parameters, sets, name. So don't worry about that. Okay. So as you can see, different categories. The data set is from 2012 to 2015. Okay. So basically it's summarizing. So that is why the we needed the sum of the sales. So we wanted, so this is giving me that, okay, and from 12 to 15, how many dollars worth of sales were done. So it is summing it. Okay. Now if you look at this at the top, there is a drop down menu and there are several options. And one of the option is measure. Okay. Now with measure option, as you can see, there are so many mathematical terms. You can see sum, average, median, count, distinct, minimum, maximum. Now with sales, you are interested in total sales. That is why sum is chosen. Now Tableau by default thinks, so this is something I would say that is the intelligence of Tableau, that you don't even have to mention explicitly that I want the sum. It automatically chooses the sum as the option. But you can always, suppose you want to know, okay, what is the average sales and during in the different in these categories. You can always click to average and you will see your data, your chart will change. So this gives me average sales, but average sales doesn't give me, it's not very insightful. Okay, I'm more interested in getting the total sales in the 4 years. Okay, so this is what I have done. So instead of average, I'm going to sum it. So you can see there are different options available, which you can always change depending on the kind of analysis you are doing. In today's, so I have told you the options, but in today's class, we are going to do with it. Now, this looks a little ugly because it is one color. So what I will do, I want to change the colors. So what I will do, I want to change the color by sales or by category. So let's see. So I'm going to change, I will again click and drag sales and I will take it to the color card. I'm going to drop it and it changed the colors. Now you may not like the color. That is one of the option. So I'm saying, no, I don't like the blue color. I'm going to change the colors. So I am going to click this color palette. I'm going to click this in the square and it says edit colors. And there are several options. So I'm going to say, okay, I want a different color palette. I want red, blue diverging. Okay. And I say apply. And I say, okay. So it changed the colors to red, blue. So what I would suggest, this is this is a very good place to play along. Okay. This is a, okay. So what you can do, you can do a lot of different things with colors. And you know, it's a very important part of your visualization. This really makes or breaks your dashboard, because colors, how you choose your colors makes a lot of difference. So I hope everybody understood this. So let me, because we can always do all these things in other graphs also. So so this is the color. Now, other things is I want my graph to be, I want my graph to be in ascending or descending orders. This is not looking good. Okay. So this is not giving me a good picture, because I want my categories to be in either ascending or descending order. So go at the top of your screen and can you look at, I'm going to highlight that area. We are going to use these three options at the top. Okay. And as you can see, if you click this, if you click, if you want it, if you take your cursor there, it's going and click it, it's going to sort it. So this is the sorting option. So now it has sorted based on the sales, amount of sale. And then when it is sorted, now this is your descending order. So as you can see, the maximum sales were in technology. If you want to sort it in ascending order, you can change the order. Okay, it's the next icon. Now, if you want not the, you don't want vertical bars, you want horizontal bars, so you can change the alignment. Swap rows and columns. So you can see this is done. But in our case, it's better if you swap it like this, because at least my chart is inside the worksheet. Okay, so this is playing around. Another thing is you can change. Now, in this worksheet, a lot of area is blank. So what I'm going to do, look at the bottom. If you can see my screen, let me make it a smaller screen. If you take a look at the bottom of my screen, so I want to make it a bigger graph. So what I can do, I will look, just pay attention to the cursor. And you can see there is a drag icon which comes. I'm going to press my left mouse button and drag it. Look, my chart has become bigger. I can make it big. I can just drag it more. Okay. Now you can change depending on how big you need, a chart you need, you can always change the width. Another way to changing the width is you do Control, Shift, and B. So can you see it's getting smaller? Okay. So there are, you can, especially in the pie charts, I will show it to you how you can do it. So this is another way of changing the size. Next thing, which is very important, is you want, I cannot see, I can, since I have made it bigger, so now I can see the name of the categories. That is the row, the different categories: office supplies, furniture, technology. But if I'm not able to see it, I can always click one of these options, go to this office supplies and do a right click. Okay. And when I right clicked it, I saw there are some options which are available, and one of them is rotate label. So if I do rotate label, all the labels are rotated. So if you have labels are longer and your chart is smaller, you can always rotate these labels. And this is not the only possibilities. You can do a ton of things, and one of these things is formatting. So you can see just by saying you can edit access if you want to make so many changes, you want to change the minimum and maximum of your sales or the data points you want to change. You can do a lot of things. Similarly, if you want to change the font, you want to change the color of you want to make them bold, you want to make them small, there is an option which is called format. And as you can see, when you do format, you will see a lot of access. Font you can change the title, and similarly you can make changes with the pane. Okay, so there are tons of options which are available for changing the accesses, I would say font, size, values, where the tick marks are there. You can play with it a lot. So these are the things which are available for across almost all the charts which you will be making, especially bar charts uh, and especially bar charts because they have axes. Okay. Now, if I want to, so this is a simplest of the bar charts you can do. Now, the next thing is you can do a show me. On the right top corner, there is something called show me. And if you can see the show me button, if you see that, there are several options you can see which are highlighted. That means you can make these kind of charts. So these are the different kind of charts which you can make. So if I want to make a bar chart, if I want to make a pie chart of it, I can, with the same, everything remaining same, I can click a pie chart and I will get a pie chart. Okay, let me get back to that. I want to show you one more thing. Which,
Vandana, we have another question.
okay,
What you have basically asked for combination of keys, Control Shift, and which was the other one?
B. So what, if you have my slides in front of you, you will see that I have mentioned. So don't worry, because you can always, I have tried to, I am going very simple, very slowly, so that because these are the core basics and you can do it. So I will, once I will show you a pie chart, I will come back to that. Okay. So let me get back to my original chart. Let me get back to my original chart, and I'm going to color it by sales. Okay. So I'm coloring it by sales. Now, another thing is, if I want the values, I want all the values of the sales to be written on top of each bar. What will I do? I'm again going to go to sales. So data pane is very important. So I go to sales because I want the value of sales to be written on top of each bar chart. So I'm going to go to sales. I will press my left. I'm going to press my left mouse button And then I'm going to click and drag again, and I will put it to the sum sales on level. See, on top of each bar, you will see a number, and that gives you the total sales for each category. Okay, so I'm going to sort them. I'm going to sort them in descending order. So if you want the numbers to be displayed, if you want the numbers or the data to be displayed on any graph, just take those value and put it, drop it on the label column. Okay. So this is basically for everything. And then another is, if you take your mouse over this chart, you will see it is called tooltip. So you can see the information about this bar. It represents the category office supplies, and then its sales is $719,000. Okay, this is called a tooltip. Tooltip means when you put your mouse or your cursor over that chart, what information do you get? And that is called your tooltip. Okay, so this we will be discussing. And then the last thing is about the size. So if you want to change the size of your, so you will see if I drag it, it's going to make smaller. So there is this is another way of changing the size. But the problem with it is when you try to change the size of the pie chart, it doesn't work because it becomes a square. The pie chart becomes a square. So in case of pie chart, we do the control plus shift plus B key, and it's going to make it bigger, and I'll show it to you. So, so that's, we have discussed all the marks card. Yes, tooltip, label, size, color, and detail is basically what exactly are you detailing.
So Vandana, we have another question.
Okay.
How can we add dollar sign next to the total sales figure to appear on tables?
Okay, now for that you have to change the label. So make changes in the label. Okay. Now text is, as you can see, label appearance. Let me try because I have not tried it. Okay. So some sales, and you can do shift dollar and then apply. Okay, let's see if, yes, you can see dollars. Okay. Generally, if you're working with the different geographies, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it's not a good idea to clutter your charts with signs or symbols. Okay. So if you are dealing with different currencies, then it makes sense. But that's a good question. Okay, it's interesting to learn new things because when you work with Tableau, you always learn so many things. It has so many functionalities. Okay, so what did I do? I clicked at the label, and then I can again change the different things in the labels. Okay. So let me get back to my worksheet because now I want to work on the worksheet because otherwise where are all my sheets? Okay, now next is I have made a pie chart for sales by region. Okay, so what happens is, how am I going to make a pie chart? So let me again take you to that. So if you take a look at the right hand side, I can convert this to a pie chart. And then I'm going to, it's a very small pie, so I'm going to do control, and then I'm going to shift and B, and I'm going to make it big. Control shift B is used to make pie charts big. Okay. So now, as you can see, the tooltip gives you furniture count, but everything is not visible. So I'm going to make category because category is not visible. So let's take category to the label, and you can see the labels of categories. Another thing is I want the sales to be on the pies. So I'm going to again click and drag it so you can see the values. Okay, so this is a pie chart. Another is, okay, so let me change it into again a bar chart. And now I'm going to show you how to make subcategories. So let's get back to this, swap it. And then suppose I want to make a grouped stacked bar chart. For that, I need another category. And I want to make it by subcategory. So I can take a subcategory I can just click and do it, drop it on the worksheet. Okay, and as you can see, automatically this has changed by category. Subcategories were in technology, the subcategories were copiers, accessories, machines, phones, and so on. So you can see I have made a stacked bar chart by using subcategories. So what did I do? I just took the subcategory from the data pane, clicked and dragged it and dropped in on this table. So there are two ways of doing. Either I can put it my category names, my data column names to rows and columns, and or I can drop the sheets here. I can drop the column names here on the work area. Okay, so that's what I did. Now again, I'm not seeing the values, so I can take the subcategory from the left hand side data pane and drop it to the label. So I can see the names of the uh, different subcategories. Now if I want the sales also of the subcategories, I can just go and drop it on the label. And look, you can see not only you can see the categories, you can also see their sales. Okay. When you are making chart like this, if you are just presenting this chart, then it's okay because all the values are there. But if you are making a dashboard, then it's not a good idea to have values there because as you can see, there will be color coded. So it's already there. What are the different categories? But if you're using it as isolated, it looks good. Just make sure your values don't overlap with each other or they are able to fit in the given squares. Okay. So these are the different charts which I wanted to count. Okay. So this was the pie chart for sales by region. And I can. Now this is another kind of chart which is called crosstab. So now you have a fair idea about how to do things. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at this is called a crosstab. Basically, what did you do? You just made a table of it. And as you can see, just click and drag the region, segment, and year. Now order date. So let me check. I'm going to do the same thing. So let me make a new sheet. Now order date. So by default, it is taking year. But if you want to see something by just click this drop down menu and you can see different options. And the different options is by default, it is grouping it by year, everything, all the information. But you can do it by quarter. So it's going to do it by quarter. You can always do it by month also. So for all the years, it is going to group by months. And it's going to group by day also. Okay. So you have several options how you want to see your chart. Now, if you do it by year, it's going to do it like this. So go and play with it. So I will start with year. And then I can make a, so let's go back to this cross tab. So what I did, I just clicked this order date from the dimensions. Yes, there are two options of year. And two options of year are basically you will see the difference. I would suggest that to do it on your own and you will see the difference. One option for year is just the plain years. And let me show it to you. That's better. So as you can see, in the first year, it's going to give you just the year, and similar, it's same here. But if you take a look at the quarter, it's going to give you the quarter of 2015. So you can see the difference. Now, when I say quarter two in the first option, Q2, what happens is it's going to combine all the quarter twos of all the years. Whereas if you take the second option, it's going to do something like this. Let me show it to you. So in the first option, it's going to just do Q1, Q2, Q3, and then give you whatever the visualizations it's going to give you. But in second option, it's going to do it like this, 2015, and then it's going to do Q1, Q2 till Q4, then 2016, and then it's going to do Q1, Q2. So this is the difference between the 2-year options. Okay. So first, it's going to, in the first option, it's going to combine all the years by quarters. Whereas in the second option, it's going to combine first by year and then by quarters. Okay, so that is the difference. Now, just click and drag whatever sheets I have given. And so let me show it to you. And then whatever I'm going to do by subcategories. Okay. And then let me do a category. So you will get a table like this. So for each year, this is a category, these are the subcategories. Now I want to know the sales or profit, whatever I want. I will just go and sales and I will drop it here. Okay. So you can see, now you can see everything in a tabular form. So this is a way of making a table. And this is not looking very, because I can see everything, it's not color coded. So what I will do, I will take it again, sales to color. This is again not very visible. So I'm going to edit the colors. And I'm going to change the color. So you can see the change is colors. If I can make borders, so what I will do, I'm going to go to this automatic. On the marks card, there are different options. I'm going to make it automatic and I'm going to make a square. This looks much better. So now you can see the light yellow stands for sales from 545 and the darkest of the red shows the basically the progression of color shade shows you the value. So the darker the shade, the higher is the, you can see, say that it's higher the color. So I think I have to really go fast. Then we have a filter example. So again, what did I do? It's a very simple example. I filtered by category. So you can see I took the subcategory to the filter, and then it's columns, drag sum of profit, and then this is subcategory. I can sort this. I'm going to sort this chart. And then I can sort it. So what have happened? I have made a filter. And what did I made a filter? I have excluded labels and storage. Rest are there from some subcategories. So you can see there are different options in. Yes, I would definitely. Next phase, I'm going to create a map only because we are short on time. So this is a filter. And then there are some conditions. I didn't put a condition. So you can see there are different options in filters also. So this is something, yes, map. Okay. Now what happens when you let me take this. I'm going to remove everything. So there is one option called state. If I take the state values, and then click show me, there are two options. And one of the options is so when I took the state to rows columns, it gave me different options. So I went to this show me. And then in the show me option, the two maps were highlighted. So I clicked this map, and then Tableau automatically recognized that, okay, it's a US map. So this is how the map is created. So as you can see, the different states it is mentioning. So let me get back to my map. Now, what did I do? I took the state name to label. Okay. So it gave me the different labels. I took the state, clicked and dragged state to color, and then it gave me colors. Now, what did I do? It was colored. I took the sum of sales by color. So let me remove it. As you can see, it's just a simple state map. Okay. So I'm going to take sales. So I want this map to be colored with by the sum of the sales. And as you can see, it is there. Now the legend says the state sales goes from the lightest color means lower sales, and the darker color means the maximum sales. Now in this particular map, I wanted to show you a very, very interesting trick in Tableau. And the trick is to add state as detail, because I wanted so you can take it out because there are some things which Tableau automatically does. So I just removed it. So now everything is there. We have a map. Now a very interesting property. Suppose you want to know by what is the profit for each state. Now, this is a very interesting question because you just look at the state, and now in my sheet, you can see profit for that state for the 4 years. This is very, very easy to do. And you can see this order date by year and profit. It's a very simple bar graph. You can make it. So what happens is I have not created this bar graph for all the states individually. But even then, I am getting for each individual state. As you can see, Oregon, for all the 4 years, it was loss and huge losses, but they started recovering. For Washington, so you can see my bar chart is changing, and that is such a cool feature because without even making this chart, this bar chart of profit over the years, you can see it for individual states. So how it is done? So let me show it to you quickly. So this is a sheet I created profit by year. It's a very simple sheet. I dragged order date to columns and I kept it as a year. And then sum of profit. I clicked it on the colors or rows so that I get a bar graph, simple bar graph. Now it's a bar graph. Oh, okay. So now if you are seeing the whole word map, you will, okay, let me tell you. So map. So map, there is, if you click on the map area, you will see there is something plus and minus, zoom buttons. So just do negative zoom and you are going to see the state US map.
And then we have another question. I hit
Yes.
filter by mistake. How can we, see
So
that?
let's see. Okay. Worksheet.
We have, I guess, 2 to 3 questions. So let me see.
Okay. So I have answered one of the questions, which is regarding the map size. Just click this area and then zoom it out.
So we have another question. I missed how to choose states from the map.
How to choose states from the map? You don't have to choose it. There is on the left hand side in the data pane, there is a column which says state. Okay. So you are going to click and drag it to your color. So what you can do, sorry, don't click it on color, otherwise it's going to give it color by state. Click and drag it to the label. Okay, so it's going to give you the names of the states.
We have another question, if it is answered. Do you know where is display sheet?
Yes, that's what I said. We have not encountered. So you may find some new things in my Tableau workbook. Display sheet is something which we were creating dashboard. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that because, so I wanted a display sheet. This particular category is used for making a slider in the dashboards. So if it is not there in your data set, don't worry because it is not part of the column. Okay, when you are going to make, so there are some things which you may see in my Tableau workbook. Don't worry if it's not there. Okay. So display sheet, then least profitable states, date range. These are not some things which are in your, because we have not yet created for you. So I dropped states on the columns, states on the, no. Okay, let me show it. Don't drop states on the columns. Let's do it. Okay. So what did I do? So let's go to state and drop it on the rows. So this is a blank sheet. I'm going to show it to you one more time. Let's take the state and drop it on rows. And then you go to this, click this show me on the right hand side. You will see there are two options for the chart. And one of the option is map, which is recommended. If you click this, you will see something like this. And then you are going to zoom it out.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't make this. I mean, I'm clicking on the same map, world map, like yours.
Okay.
I did step by step, but I still get only a gray world map. And this point on the states doesn't appear on me.
Okay, the points doesn't appear?
No, not at all. Nothing.
Don't worry about it. Okay? Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Because mine isn't basically in detail, that's why it's giving me. It's automatically in detail. If I remove it, no points. Okay? So this is something Tableau, it's quite possible it's not doing it on your sheet. So what I did, I clicked on the map, then I click this area. So if I start doing this minus sign, it's going to zoom out. So I have to make sure it's not a very big or it's not a very small. So when I'm zooming it, so it says yes. So basically, I'm going to zoom it. So take the state, take it to rows. Okay. That's not doing it for me. Let me take another sheet. So I'm going to do a state, take it to the rows, and then I click this word map. And then I'm going to, yeah. So if I zoom it, it's going to give me US map. If it's not giving you, just remove it. And then I'm going to do sales to colors. Why is it? That's great. So let's me get back to this, my sheet.
Mine was like the other one.
Okay. So you just have to drop the sum of sales to colors. Okay. And then another way of doing this is, if you look at your marks card, if you're having problem, what you can do is you can go to this drop down menu and there is something called map. So one is automatic and then there is something called map. Click that. It's also going to help you. You will get a map. Okay, I'm good. It's working. But let's get back to this because I found it really interesting, because if you just keep this in your dashboard, this is a very informative map chart, because now you can, without even doing it explicitly for each state, you can see the performance of each state. Okay. And how did I do it? I just made a simple bar graph by making a profit by year. I named it profit by year. Well, yeah, there is one thing, you can always rename your sheets. So by right clicking on the sheet name, you can just rename your sheets. It's a very simple thing. You must have done it in Excel also. So this is such a simple graph, profit by year. I took the order date to the columns, and I used the default which Tableau has given me, the year. I'm fine with that. And then I calculated the profit each year. So I'm going to do the profit along all categories. It's a very simple bar graph. I think you must have understood this. Now I am going to do some drop sales on labels. No, drop sales on colors to get states colored, not the label. Label will give you the name, a value of sales. So whenever you want to do something by changing the colors, always drop that category into colors. Just drag and drop it. So this is the worksheet which I want to be included in the tooltip of my map. So let me get back to map. Yeah, earlier it was a simple map, but now I want my tooltip to give me the profit of each state. So what I will do, I'm going to go to tooltip. See, I am going to tooltip and I'm going to insert. So before you ask me any questions, I would say that let me finish this. I hope you won't mind. So go to insert. And the first option is sheets. Now I have tons of sheets which I can add in the tooltip, but I'm going to add this. And I have added profit by year. So you can see this profit by year. Click it. When you click it, you will see, when you click, you will see something like this. And you can always change the name of the sheet. You can always change how big chart you want in the tooltip. So I can change the max width, max height, and so on. And then I'm going to click OK. And as soon as I click OK, you can see in my tooltip, I can see the profit by year. Okay, now I can edit this tooltip because this is something which I am getting. I don't have any data on that. So I'm going to delete it. Now you can see. So you can add as much information as you want, but it's not a good idea to overwhelm it with information. So since we are short on time, I wanted to discuss some advanced concept also because I want to discuss dashboards. Okay, so this is something which I found really interesting. So let me quickly get to dashboard because I wanted this dashboard to be at least tell you so that you can start. You should know how you summarize all these things. And before we, if we have time, I would definitely revisit it and discuss more things with you, like sets, groups, how you can group the data, how you can make sets, how can you do calculations and make your, so there are different ways. Okay, now this is, I wanted, between multiple line charts. Let me do this. Okay, this is a line chart. So what, this is a dashboard. So let me open a new dashboard for you so that you can, now this is our dashboard. Dashboard is basically a interface where you want to show your charts, and it's basically a chart summary. You can say that, okay, these are the insights, the important story or important information you give to your audience about the data by different charts. So we generally don't overwhelm with our dashboard with the charts. So I'm going to click on my bottom right hand side. There are some tabs with plus sign, and one of the tab is dashboard, new dashboard. Okay. So now dashboards. Now our dashboards, if you just click the dashboard, you will see on the left hand side, dashboard has, it just gives you all the charts you have made. But now you have to select what charts you want. So I wanted my charts to be map. So I'm clicking and dragging it. Now this is not very helpful. So I'm going to, okay, I'm going to remove it. So let me, it's always a good idea to put your charts in containers. So if you look at the dashboard left hand, bottom left, there is something called objects. And objects, it's different options you have available. So it has horizontal and vertical containers. So first I'm going to put my map chart here. Okay. And then I'm going to make a horizontal container. So I'm going to again click and drag. The best thing about Tableau is everything is click and drag. So I'm going to click and drag a horizontal container. And as you can see, my Tableau, my dashboard is aligning, or it's basically giving me space. And then I will say, okay, I'm going to do multiple line charts here. So I again clicked and dragged this sheet. And the next thing I want to do is pie chart by sales. Okay. Now, as you can see, my chart is not visible here. So I want to make the size of my dashboard change. So look at the left-hand side, top, click it, and I'm going to change it width to be 1000. So everything is, you can change the size so that it's visible. Also, we don't need, because we already have information, so we may exclude this to make it neater. You can see everything. There are so many values. So this is our pie chart. Now I'm going to make my pie chart a little smaller so that it see where my exact. So I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, so let's make it smaller. I'm going to my so many sheets. I have lost many sheets. So as you can see, now everything is visible. So this looks much better. Okay, now these are the different ways you can see you have arranged your dashboard. There are so many things which you can do with your dashboard. On the, again, the left hand side, bottommost says show dashboard title. So you can always add a dashboard title. And if you right click on this, you will see that format title, and you can change the font. You can make it, let me make a border, solid border, so it looks nice. I can do to dashboard, and I can change the name of the title. I can make it dashboard demo, and then apply. Okay, so you can play with different options. You can may put more charts there. You can remove, if you think this is unnecessary information, you can always get rid of it. This color coding, if you want, you can just place it inside another this chart. Now, one thing, since I wanted to discuss is there are some functionalities which are, you may see a lot of very beautiful dashboards. And if you look at the slides, I have given you some links for COVID-19 dashboards by Tableau. Very, very interesting dashboards, very beautiful dashboards, simple, elegant. So you may want to, it's quite possible, because there are some functionalities which are available for Tableau desktop users. So if you don't get that functionalities, don't worry. Even with Tableau Public, you can make a lot of beautiful dashboards. So it's just that you have to know what right things are you needed. Now in my dashboard, so this is a simplest of the simplest dashboard where you have kept all your sheets. Now in my dashboard, you can see if I click the state, you can see my bottom two charts change. Okay. Now cancels, profit is $836. And as you can see, profit by category is the bottom left chart. And this is specifically for the cancels. So if I want to, so can you see that just without even exclusively making charts for each state, I can get the information for each state. So on the right, bottom right charts, it's a multiple line chart, and it's basically for order dates. So there are two types of charts. One is sales and one is for profit. Okay. And I have compared sales with actual sales. And then I have added the forecast also. So in the line chart, so let me take you to the sheet. Let me take you to the sheet. Multiple line charts. I will take you to this sheet. This is a very simple graph. Okay, what did I do? I just took the measure names. So basically, I took the order date and I checked the second way of doing it. That is month. So it is segregating every year by month. Okay. So basically what I'm getting, the result is I'm getting a line chart of sales I'm getting line chart of sales for every month from 2012 to 2015. Okay. So till 2015 is the data. Now how did I add the forecast? So I'll tell you about that. Before that, now I wanted a line chart for different indicators. So what did I do? I just took the measure values, because line charts you cannot make on categorical data. The only categorical data is line charts are mostly used for time series data. And the x-axis is basically will be a date. That is the only categorical data you are going to use. And the rest, you will be using the numerical data. So I took the measure values. And so if you take, when you want to use all the values in dimension or measures, there is one option which is at the bottom of each category, and that is measure names and measure values. So if I click and drag the measure values to my rows, it will give me multiple line charts. Okay. So it's going to give me multiple line charts. Now I wanted my line charts to be for sales and profit. Okay. Sales and profit. So I wanted to compare these two. So what I did, I took it on the filter. Okay, I took the measure names on the filter, and then I deselected everything, and I just took the profit and sales. That is the only thing I did. And I have so now I can compare my sales and profit. And as you can see, sales are fluctuating. So for every year, the sales are drastically going down in between December to January. And that shows you the seasonality. So you can see they go up, then every year they go up in February. So this is something worth noting down. And then what I did, I wanted a forecast. So what I did, I went to analytics. So in data pane, the next tab is for analytics, and I went to analytics. And as you can see, there are some very interesting things you can do in analytics. You can, if you are doing statistical analysis, you can do 95% confidence intervals, and then you can add a trend line, you can add a forecast. And I just clicked and dragged the forecast to it. That's what I did. And I can see the forecast for 2016 and 17. So that is the beauty of Tableau. And this is the same thing this is the same option you are seeing in, okay, my dashboard. This is what you are seeing in. So you have to just make sure you align this, because we won't be able to align it. So you can see, click and drag, see what are the different options, the way you can align it. I desperately wanted to, I may go over 2 o'clock, but I wanted to show this to you, that how you can see the change for each state. It's not a very complicated process. So let's do, okay. So what am I going to do? I'm going to show it to you. So let me do it, create it on a dashboard. And don't worry, I have written, I'm not sure I have written it on the dashboards. So when you want to, okay, so this is what I did. So go to dashboard. On top ribbon, there is something called dashboard. Go to actions, and then you will get this dialog box. Click add action, and then filter, and then it's name your filter. So I would say, I would name it just filter, or a demo. I'm going to name this filter demo. And then I will click that sheet which I'm going to display the data about. So I want to display the data about the map. So I'm going to deselect the rest of the 2 sheets, and I will keep only map. And I'm going to, and it says target sheets. So I want these 2 data to change according to map. So I'm going to deselect map, and I'm going to select the rest of the 2 sheets. And then I will come to the right hand side, which says run action on. I have 3 options: hover, select, or menu. I'm going to do either a select or a hover. So I'm going to just hover, and then all fields, okay? And then I'm going to click OK. And then again, I'm going to click OK. Now let's see if so I'm going to hover to Illinois and see. Your charts are changing depending on the state. So you can see the sales, and so you can see so many things. The profit across the years, as well as the bottom chart. Now you may want to get rid of this chart because you don't need it in the tooltip. You are already seeing something at the bottom. So because of this chart, it's not visible, but I think you got the point. Okay. And the point is, now you are getting the data set, the visualization based on your map. So the bottom visualizations are changing depending on the state. So that is what I wanted to show it to you because I found it really interesting. Change by state again. Okay. Okay, so do you want me to go over it one more time? It's a 2 minutes affair. Okay, so let's go over one more time. So I'm going to look at the, so I'm going to click somewhere in the dashboard. So everything is highlighted. So look at my cursor, mouse, it's going at the top ribbon, menu, and there is something called dashboard. So if you recall, I discussed this at the initially at my class when I started this class. And I asked, I told you that, okay, we'll be going over it when we are discussing dashboards. So go to dashboard and click actions. Dashboard, actions. And then we already have a action there. So, okay, let me add one more action. I'll show it to you the same thing. So add action, filter. And when you say filter, it's going to bring up a dialog box, demo one. So I'm going to rename it. Now in the first box, you have to click on the, just have to keep that sheet, worksheet or chart, which you want, for which you want to change the bottom charts. So we are doing it for map only. So I'm going to deselect rest of the charts. Now for the next, you have to make the target sheets. So target sheets are the sheets for which you want to change the data. Okay, the sheets which you want to change it depending on the map. So we want to change these two sheets depending on the map. And then third thing is come to the right hand side, which says run action on. And run an action on, there are two options, whether you want to select that or you want to hover that. So this time I'm going to say select or hover. I like the hover because, if you want to select it, then you have to click it. Whereas if you are hovering, that's a simple thing. And leave everything as it is. Then come to OK and then do OK. So now if you click to South Carolina, you will see the data about South Carolina. This is North Carolina. You can see the sales. And now in this particular example, putting a pie chart is not a good example. So let me take you back to my original dashboard. As you can see, now you can see which category is doing. So, but just by taking a look at this dashboard, I can see in Kansas, the furniture sale is very low, but the office supply sale is very high. And then I can look at my next chart, which says, okay, I can get the numbers. So I can look at this chart for Kansas and I can see, okay, so sales is basically by year, it is getting down. Okay, now formatting, you can take care of it because as you can see, these are not very well formatted. And in some charts, you are seeing something different. In another charts, you are seeing, so in some charts, you are seeing the years. So in some charts, although it's not a very beautiful dashboard, it's a very functional dashboard, but you can always align or make changes to your charts. So that is what I wanted to discuss about. So I didn't get chance to go to through all the slides, but definitely you can go through all the slides. It has given you the tips on dashboards. I wish I could have completed the advanced concepts, but definitely if I get time, we can. I'm so thankful you guys liked it, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you like it, we can always get back together and go over the advanced concepts. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vandana. We are really grateful. You did really great job. you haven't taken any break and you just, walk us through to the advanced
Yeah,
level
I
to,
know. In
yeah,
Tableau, there are so many things, even in these, so many things which can be told.
I can understand, and I can understand, interest of participant too. So hopefully we'll have some intermediate and advanced level demos from you as well soon.
Sure.
And yeah, thanks again. We are really obliged to you. So let me just, get share with you upcoming events, and then we'll say, we don't want to stay for so long uh, with us. So just let me, Vandana, can you please allow me to share my screen? I just,
Yeah, sure. One thing is, and another thing, the participants who have shown interest, please, you can always contact me directly. You have my email ID, and you can contact me through the channel because I'm there on the Slack channel. So I would prefer if you can, because it's easier emailing and answering to your email. I can just tag me. Oh, that's great. So I am so thankful you all enjoyed this workshop. So I'm stopping the share so that you can do it.
okay. Thanks again, Vandana. It was really amazing workshop. So hope to see you soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. And you all
yeah,
have a nice weekend. Stay safe wherever you are.
May I ask a question to
Yeah,
Vandana?
sure. Yeah.
Not left. You're here.
Yeah. Hi.
yeah, please.
Hi, Vandana. Thank you so much, first of all. And Women Who Code, this chat platform is so amazing. You guys
Yeah.
really put so many great presentations and webinars. It helps. And thank you, Vandana, again. It was really very helpful. This
Thank
demo.
you so much. Thank you, everyone. And I'm so happy you all liked it.
Yes, I mean, I especially liked it. It's just, it made so much sense now. So one question I had put that in, I mean, I had put it in the chat also. I
Oh,
wanted to see, would you recommend, if people like me who are self-learner, would you recommend taking a certification for the Tableau exam? Like there is associate, there is a certification for desktop specialist. So what
right.
would you, what was
Okay. So, like you, I'm also a self-learner. So
Great.
I started on my own and then I became member of the Tableau planning committee. So it
Okay.
was a very enriching experience. See, it totally depends on how you want to take your data science journey. Because, certification, it looks good on paper
Mm-hmm.
when you are sending your resume, but
True.
definitely they come with a cost. So I personally prefer that, okay, you learn on your own, start making good dashboards, come up with very nice Tableau charts. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's necessary to get a certification unless and until you are applying for a job or something where you have to show someone that you have a professional qualification, because
Mm-hmm.
nothing can beat. I know a lot of resources where people have just, okay, yeah, the most important thing which I really missed it, whenever you can publish your because when you want to save your Tableau workbook, it
Mm-hmm.
has to be saved on a public dash platform. It's public.tableau.com.
Mm-hmm.
Tableau will automatically redirect you to that. Okay, so that is a platform where throughout the world people see your dashboards. They can search for you. So that is, if somebody likes your dashboard and if somebody likes your charts, that in itself is a good recognition, because you can always um, take it as a reference.
Hmm.
People comment on your dashboards. People, Tableau has Viz of the day. So if you do things like that, I personally do not recommend. Uh, I don't see any point unless and until it's a job requirement.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
yeah, I really like that advice of yours. Tableau Tuesday, all those charts.
It's
Really,
okay.
really
Now
helps.
I can give you some makeover Monday is one of the
Makeover
very
Mondays.
nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that, and we used to do a lot of competitions when we were in. I was a member, so all of us make a team and then do makeover. So it's a very interesting, and then there are so many resources available. So I would say start using Tableau Public, make your dashboard public, so
Mhm.
people can see and review.
Right.
So
And yeah,
because
I
that
think
is
that's
searchable
right.
and
Right.
people can work on it, you will see how many people downloaded your. So that is in itself is a good recommendation actually.
Okay, I got it. I mean, the initial. I mean, you said there's something about that you were a member of you
So
because
I
you were
was,
some self-learner, so you were a member of something. You said something during this answer.
yes, so I was a member. There was a meetup. It was Westchester Tableau Users Group. It was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to meet personally, and they were so very interesting. Every month we used to
Yeah.
have a seminar, workshop around 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then since last when I left, so we actually people got transferred. So now it's there, but I don't think we have more events.
Right,
But
because of
yeah, so
yeah.
but definitely right now with so many resources available online, Makeover Monday is a nice practice
Right. Yes,
portal.
Monday also.
So
Right.
I'm still a member of Makeover Monday. I do always every Monday I get a email.
Yeah, I do get the email and I love that. But those looks very, I mean, I don't want to take much of the time from the this
No problem.
I understand it's almost time. I just want because yeah, they but they look so up to I mean high level. Sometimes I feel like but there is a lot of thing going on. Yes, I do get
Right.
a chance
So
to learn and ask and download the workbook and play around with it. Yeah, and people are
yes.
nice to
So
answer.
that should be the first step. And I must caution everyone that again, there are some things it's quite possible you may download that and it may not open in the Tableau public edition.
Right.
Okay, because the top dashboards generally people there are very a few freelancers.
Hmm.
Generally, people are using so all these two beautiful dashboards you see. You can make it. I'm
Yes.
not saying you cannot
Right.
make it in
Yeah.
public, but definitely don't get if you are starting your journey. Even when I saw it, I always said found my visualizations not very
Right.
up to the mark. But then you start doing it and play around with workbooks. That is the best starting point.
True, because there are so many calculated fills and set and parameters. It's very
Yes,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
So
have learned a lot from those visualizations. I mean, those Tableau workbooks. I would download it. Sometimes I would struggle, but I think there are people who answer the questions also very well if I
right.
post them. So for in your so just to make so that I don't take much of the time and anybody's. So basically, you would. I mean, it's not a mandatory thing to get a certification for Tableau. It's not. Okay.
As I said, if it is a requirement,
Okay. Got it.
I would suggest that, okay, because I generally don't believe too much in certifications
Hmm. Okay.
unless and until you are doing it for, let's say you really want to make a career. Because I know Tableau Zen Masters.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the Zen Masters was in our planning community, Chester, this meetup, and they were class apart.
Right.
So if you are planning to go to that level, then it makes sense. Okay, you start taking a small certifications and just for your satisfaction. If you think you can make very good dashboards and you know a lot of things, then
There's okay.
it's a personal
Right,
preference.
right. No, but I got the answer. I mean, thank you so much. I really appreciate because yeah, it does make sense. I mean, it's basically tools are there. How best you can utilize and play
Right,
around with
right.
the tool
Yeah,
to draw the insights. So
yeah.
that's definitely just wanted to because you are in this field. So yeah, got the answer. Thank you so much. Appreciate.
Thank
Thank
you.
you again
Thank
for
you.
your time and this demo. It was very nice.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, thanks again, Vandana. So next we have a Power BI workshop from India. Sorry, we have just misspelled
Oh my
her
God.
name. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the name is,
Yeah. So, and again, we have Connect starting from 2nd December to 4th December. That is a virtual conference, and we have amazing workshops, talks, and so many things. So just stay tuned. I have appended link over here. You can find the link on website, from social media accounts, and from Slack as well. And I would recommend, if you are interested for many good technical workshops or talks, stay tuned and try to join it. All right. Again, for best way to connect is, we have uh, accounts at uh, uh, Twitter, Facebook accounts, LinkedIn account, and Snapchat account as well, apart from the Slack channel. So do join the community, try to communicate with each other, grow your network, and try to learn from your peer, from different people who might have good experience in Python, and not in you can say Tableau, or good experience in Tableau, but you can make a good team and start working together too as well. So try to join communities. And thanks again. Have a great day. And I would also like to thank you, Spire. She is a fellow woman who co data science, and she have been really great sport throughout the workshop. Like we just suggested it, like it should be, there should be a series of visualization, because normally when we talk about technical things, we just focus on programming, learning Python, doing C, doing something like that, building model. So we just I dropped the idea, she picked up, and she helped me out throughout, you can say, past 2 to 3 months, by taking scheduling it, creating account, creating registration, uh, making graphics. Once again, thank you, Spire. Thanks for your time. Do you want to say something?
Hey everyone. Look, thank you so much, Erum. That was a lovely message. Thank you. You put in all the work, Erum, and you and the other speakers of the series. Like it was your idea, and like it's really good to see it come to life. And you're the driving force. So congratulations. And yeah, I can't believe we're week 3. We've got one more week to go.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks again. We are all almost 15. You can say 15 minutes above the time. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Vandana.
Thank you, Fire. Bye.
Thank you so much.